Lord called me on this journey about 6 years ago. It's been the honor of my life to serve the people of West Knoxville. Um, I've had the opportunity to impact more people's lives in these 6 short years than anything else I've done in my life combined. I've had the opportunity now to be here long enough to build significant relationships, which allows you to provide solid leadership for the people of your community.
I do think that it's important that as the party, we continue putting candidates on the ballot. I think that, people need options. They need to see that we're out there and fighting on their behalf. And I think for a long time, we weren't really doing a good job of that. So
Tennessee is a Republican state. We have a supermajority both in the House and the Senate. And obviously being a Republican, being here I'm finishing up my third term. It's given me the opportunity now. I'm a chairman of a full committee. I have great relationships with the executive branch, with the judicial branch, and it has allowed me to be able to be effective for my district, to be able to have a voice, to be able to have a leadership seat at the table, decisions that not only impact West Knoxville that I represent, but decisions that impact the entire state.
For me, the big issue is public education. Like I said, the state GOP is trying to pass the voucher system. It's failed everywhere it's been put into place. And, we're already underfunding our public education system. So I don't want to see public tax dollars going to private schools. I think that we need to continue to invest in our public education system, be sure that we're giving teachers raises so that we're recruiting the best and the brightest for that profession. I hadn't really planned on running, but again, and kind of got to looking around and noticed that some of the same things that I was fighting for in 2018, they're still issues that we're facing here in the state. So, I wanted to try and fix some of that. And then of course there was, the issue of the voucher vote, that my opponent actually was the deciding vote. He had initially voted against vouchers, so that they were a bad idea for Tennessee. They took a brief recess and then he comes back and flipped his vote. So, some seedy politics there. And so people, came to me and asked me to step up and run against him and, help fix this fight, that they seem to be taking to our public education system.
They knew that I supported ESAs. I was very clear here about it. I voted for it during committee. And once it got to the point in the House, because of and I was clear with the governor, I was clear with the speaker, because of the challenges not in Knox County and because of the budget shortfall, that $5.7 million, that budget shortfall, I was clear that unless Knox County was made whole, I could not support it and support something that could potentially have an impact, additional fiscal impact on Knox County. So it was really clear and everybody kind of knew where I stood. And the only leverage I have is my vote. And I was able to get Knox County removed from that, so it had no impact. Because if you're going to run a trial program for 15,000 students, you need to do it in an area like Davidson and Shelby where there is an issue. I was able to get that done for the benefit of Knox County. Hamilton County was thrown in there. And it's something I stand behind.
There's the left wing and the right wing, but they're part of the same bird. And what we have to realize is that no matter what happens in these elections, the other side's not going anywhere. And, I come from a pretty conservative family, and I've managed to get along with them through the years and not been kicked out just yet. I often make the joke that I'm not the black sheep, I'm the blue sheep of the family. So I feel like I can reach across the aisle. There's always things that we can connect on. Like I said, everybody wants good public education, quality jobs, a clean environment. Usually the devil is in the details. How do we go there? How do we work through the plans? So I think that, we really are going to have to come together to get things done for Tennesseans. And that's what they expect us to do once we're elected. So we've got a lot of work to do. When you invest in your public education and that means you've got a well-trained workforce. So you'll see businesses move into that area to tap into those resources. That usually means people end up with access to healthcare through their insurance, through their jobs. Oftentimes it's better infrastructure. So I think education is the key. And also because, we're struggling with a pandemic. So I think that we got to look at our healthcare system and fully fund that. We need to expand Medicaid. The state GOP has refused to do so. And like I said, at this critical moment, people really do need access to care.
We have bounced back quicker than most states, and that's because our economy, we had one of the top 3 economies in the nation. We're still the lowest debt state in the nation. We still have a super low tax structure, so it's enabled us to bounce back, but we have to make sure we maintain that to continue the momentum as we move into 2021. And then in terms of education, right now it's a challenge. I mean, right now we have to look out for not only our students and make sure they're getting the best education possible, but as the husband of a teacher, these teachers are under incredible stress right now. Our administrators, like Dr. Bartlett, Gina Bird, Wes Edmonds, these administrators, they're under so much stress just trying to keep the doors open. So we got to make sure we're providing them with the support and resources that they need to be able to keep the doors open, and then making sure our students are kept safe. Man, right now, to be an educator, I don't know if there's a tougher time. The number one issue people talk to me about, whether I'm in Croker, whether I'm at church, is what are we doing to keep us safe? What do we do to make sure the mobs and the anarchy that we've seen in other places, what do we do to make sure that doesn't come here?
My door is open. I'm willing to talk to anyone, conservatives, liberals. We need real leadership here, and I don't feel like we're getting it from our current representative.
When people call and they have needs, I've been on the phone with people in tears, people whose businesses are hanging in the balance. And over these last 6 months, to be able to have the relationships, know who to go to be able to get immediate results for the people of your district, that's extremely important. And having someone that's been in the legislature just, again, a little while to have those relationships, it gives you the ability to provide effective leadership.